I want to say something, and I really, really hope people hear this because this isn't just about one protest or one city or even one policy anymore. Because what we are watching right now is dissent itself being treated like it's the problem. And that should scare the hell out of everyone. Because think about this, guys. You've got protesters being labeled as threats, right? Journalists are being questioned or even threatened for just reporting what's happening. You have federal agents showing up in full tactical gear, officials talking about putting protesters' names and faces on national television like they're criminals. All of that just for speaking out. And the wild part is, none of this is being framed as, hey, maybe we should de escalate, the federal people. It's all being framed as law and order and as if the act of protesting is somehow more dangerous than what the people are protesting against. That's backwards because dissent isn't chaos. Dissent is literally how a democracy breathes. It's how people push back without power against the people who have too much of it. And when the state starts responding to protests and with force and intimidation and surveillance instead of listening, that is not maintaining order. It's just trying to control the narrative. And once protest itself becomes suspicious, once speaking out gets you labeled as a threat, that is no longer arguing policy. You're arguing whether people are still allowed to disagree at all. And here's the part people really have to sit with, because this is where it stops being theoretical. Once dissent is treated like a threat, everything else follows. That is how you end up justifying force instead of dialogue. That's how you convince people that protesters deserve whatever happens to them. That's how journalists suddenly become labeled as agitators, and that's how the government feels comfortable manipulating images, controlling narratives, and telling you not to trust what you're seeing with your own eyes. Because if protest is dangerous, then anything done to stop it kind of becomes acceptable. And that's the trap. The people in power always say it's about safety. They always say it's temporary. They always say it's necessary. But somehow the force keeps escalating. The accountability keeps disappearing. And the list of people you're not supposed to sympathize with just keeps growing. And maybe you're thinking, well, I'm not a protester, so this doesn't affect me. I'm not going to those. That's what people always think at first. But dissent doesn't belong to one group. It's not owned by the left or the right. It belongs to anyone who ever needs to say, this isn't okay anymore. The moment the government decides that speaking out is the problem, the question stops being who's next. The question becomes, how long before it's you? Because a country that punishes dissent isn't trying to keep order anymore. It's just trying to keep control.